Everybody, my name is Natalie-Amber, for those of you who don't know, but for those of you who do know, hello and welcome back. As I've stated last week in a quick get to know me video, I will be posting my videos once every 2 weeks. This is so that you can see the progression a lot more with its weekly. You know, you can't really see much of a change, so I'm doing it every 2 weeks now. And the same with my blog, because you know I like to go on write massive stories. I'll be doing them once a month, about how I'm getting on and overall of the month and how I'm mentally and physically coping. So I hope that you all tune in. There are links below to my first YouTube video explaining everything that's happened to me and why I've decided to start doing these videos, and also my blogs as well for you to have a read. I'd be really grateful, and I'd love if you could click subscribe and follow me on my journey. All the messages I've had have been really overwhelming. I'm really grateful and I'm thankful for all of you. Like I said, I believe God kept me here for a reason, and that is, you know, to tell you the importance of not letting the doctors tell you something if you feel that it's not right. You know, with misdiagnosis, as I was 7 years misdiagnosed, and it resulted to me collapsing, going blind, you know, waking up after being in intensive care on loads and loads and loads of drips, being told, my parents being told I'm not going to come back alive, which was a worrying situation, and you know, it's something I've got to deal with at the moment. So the reason for my video today is, as you would have seen at the beginning of this video, a quick flickery through of me exercising, and that's where I'm at the moment. That's the stage I'm at. I'm allowed to do light arm work, and I'm allowed to do light leg work, as long as it doesn't, you know, strain too much on my stomach, because as I've said, I don't want a hernia, and I don't want a hernia because I don't want to have to start all over again and just be more depressive. So that's pending with the ab work, but at the moment I have started my arms. The video was really speeded up, that's just so you can get a rough idea of what I have been doing. I've been doing quite a lot of reps, and that's every night and continuously, and that will continue. Hopefully I'll get some nice toned arms, because I've always struggled with the arms. I can stretch as much as I want, so that's not changed, as you know, most of you know. I can still get my leg behind my head. That's just me, Elastigirl from The Incredibles. The reason this video is all about fitness is because, you know, fitness saved my life. That's how important it is. So before I collapsed, I was doing boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo, dancing. What else was I doing? Going to the gym. I did a exam for my burlesque size. I was on point shoots for photo shoots for my modelling agency. I was away, you know, with my modelling agencies in Paris, and I'd been on holiday in Barcelona. I've done loads. I also had a shoot with my agency in the Lake District. You know, I was like Meredith, for those of you who have seen The Parent Trap. That was just walking up those hills. That was hard, but I did it, and I was so ill, and none of us knew. So, like, well, you know, for 7 years, again, as I said, I was misdiagnosed with IBS, and sugar and dairy intolerant and allergic, and actually I wasn't, it was Crohn's disease. Obviously I had the operation when they said I wasn't going to come back alive. The only reason I survived was because of my fitness, and it was because right until the very day I collapsed, I was in the gym, or I was at class, I was doing something. I was so fit and active, and it wasn't stopping. So that's what I'm very grateful for. That's why I'm doing the video today. I want to preach to you all how important it is. even if, you know, you suffer with something like mine, and I know how pain can get and you can't be bothered, but you need to force yourself, because you never know, one day, you know, that you might need it. And like it did for me, for you it could save your life, or potentially, you know, help you in many, many ways. If you work full time, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can come home from work, you know, have some food, or go to the gym, or do some exercising at home. You know, there's no excuse, you can do them at home. Don't sit on your bum watching EastEnders. Do something. You know, look after your body. Your body is your temple. You need to look after it. Like I've said, we've got one life. You know, use it to the maximum that you can. I'm 6 stone now. I know for a lot of you that's like, oh, so tiny. Yes, I'm aware of that. But as I said, when I collapsed, I was 5 stone. It's been a long, long run. I'm eating constantly. You know, my breakfast, you know, usually consists of 4 pancakes with Nutella, 2 boiled eggs, and some toast with salted butter. Then I'll continuously snack. Then I'll have my dinner. Then I'll continuously snack again. Then I'll have my evening dinner. I meant lunch before, now evening dinner. And then I'll constantly snack and snack and snack. It'll be like 1 a.m. in the morning and I'm still snacking. You know, because I did have an appetite before, which is what I said. And when they're saying, oh, you're anorexic, oh, do you like food? No. Listen, I eat you, I eat everyone around you, and I eat the food I eat. But I was just in so much pain and nothing was staying down. Now, obviously, that's been dealt with. I can constantly eat and regain my strength. A lot of you know, when I was in hospital, I've had a really bad time, not just with intensive care and being clamped together overnight so they could check my organs. I had a bad time trying to get back up. You know, I couldn't even lift my head. The nurse had to do it for me. I was fitting and collapsed, and I was on Zimmer frames. I was getting put back to bed after just sitting in a seat. It was a nightmare. I had a really hard time. For someone so fit and active, you know, as much as I'm grateful that the fitness saved my life, and when the doctors had said that to me, something just hit me and I was like, wow, could you imagine if I just stopped doing all of this because of the pain? Or I just couldn't be bothered and I didn't force myself them times that I had to force myself. I wouldn't be here right now and I wouldn't be sat here talking to you guys. I would be in the ground being eaten by maggots and worms. So that's, you know, something that I've got to deal with. But I'm getting there. But on a plus note, you know, I'm happy now I can start exercising. I was in a wheelchair all the way up to last week. I don't need the wheelchair now. I've got a new inhaler as well. I'm on a pink one. Take it once in the morning, once in the evening. Absolutely fine. Back again, because I didn't need the inhaler really much before. And then when this all happened, I just continuously needed it. And I had a blue one and it just wasn't working. So, you know, I'm on the come up. Like the doctor, my surgeon, he saw me when I was waiting to see my hospital doctor. And I said hello. And he was just looking at me and he was like, oh my god, Natalie, like, he didn't recognise me. And he said to me, you know, you need to come out of the wheelchair now, because to build muscle you need to use muscle. It's very true. I have to be strong. People with Crohn's, you never know when you're going to have another operation. You might not ever need one, you know, like touch wood that we don't. But you have to be strong, because you just don't know how bad it can get. You know, you don't want to be one of those unlucky ones like I was. My cousin with Crohn's, I'm always preaching to her, like, come on, you need to go and do some classes, you need to get fit, you need to do this. You know, she's tiny and she's petite and she's beautiful, but she needs to be fit in case she ever needs surgery. So now she started going to classes, to my mum's boxer size class actually, and she's, you know, she's doing amazing and she's doing it, and I'm proud of her, because like I've said, you know, especially if you have something wrong with you, you know, a lifelong illness, you do need to learn how to work with it, you know, and we need to be better than this. You know, the illness doesn't beat us, we beat the illness. This is why now I'll be constantly for the whole year just weight training. They said to me, don't do any cardio for a year. Absolutely fine by me. I will be just doing weights this year, so by the time we get to the end of the year I'm going to be absolutely ripped, and I'm so excited. And that's just because I need to get my strength up, I'm going to get stronger, and obviously I am tiny, and 7.5 is, you know, their ideal size for me to be, and I'm going to get there, and I'm going to tone up and muscle up as well. But I don't need any cardio, you know, we don't want to lose no more weight. I want to have that Beyonce bum, you know, in a nice dress, and be able to feel like a woman when I'm with my friends, and not like a little girl with, you know, this tiny little figure that's got no shape, like a little matchstick. So that's why, you know, I'm happy that they've said just weight train, and now it's began. You know, in the video, the weights, you know, they're very tiny, and cool, they're tiny for now. That's because I've got to start again. You know, I was 5 stone, I'm only 6 stone, I'm not very strong at the moment, you know, I've lost it all, so I'm building up again. So, you know, they might be this big for now, but it is hard, it's hard work. Even doing the rises is really hard for me, and it's a struggle to come to terms with that, because they shouldn't be hard for me, it should be easy. You know, and many times I've wanted to give up, and I've wanted to cry, and I've been like, you know what, I'm not doing it. But what's that going to achieve, you know? I might not be where I want to be now, but I'm not where I used to be. You know, I'm coming up. So I hope that you all can see the progress as the time goes by. Like, oh, you started with this, now you're on this, now you're lifting your own body weight. Like, you know, we're going to get there. So, and obviously, you know, it all comes down to fitness and eating. Treat your body like a temple, of course. We can all have our bad food every so often. I mean, come on, I eat like 2 cream cakes a day, followed by chocolate and everything bad. But that's because at the moment I don't care. I need to gain weight. But you know, once I'm a good size and happy with my figure, I will still eat 2 eclairs every day probably, because they're my favourite. But I watch what I put in my body. You know, you have to be careful. I eat a lot of fish, a hell of a lot of fish, and I eat a lot of mashed potato, and I eat a lot of chicken, you know, things that are going to help. They're healthy food, but they gain weight at the same time. You know, don't stop eating bad, because we do need to eat bad as well. It needs to be balanced. But you've just got, you know, just because you look good on the outside doesn't mean your body on the inside's good with regards to food and diet. You know, I take my multivitamins every day. I want that long hair. I want to be able to swish. So you just got to look after yourself. It's very, very, very important, guys, that we do that. Obviously, my confidence, you know, had gone downhill, and the doctors had said, you need to come out more, you know, you need to start going out because you're going to have no confidence. So I've been going for meals with my friends. I've been having like the creamiest, fattiest thing on the menu, and I've absolutely loved it, and I've literally finished clean the plate. So it's been really good for me. And you know, even if I do go out to the restaurant and go straight home, I've done something for the day. So it's not like I'm sitting hiding away, and most of the reason that I hide away is because of how tiny I am, and I don't like people telling me, because I already know, and it's something, you know, I'm very insecure about. Even though, you know, we can't have helped, I'm tiny, I'd rather be tiny than dead. But we're getting there, you know, and I don't even like looking at myself in the mirror, so I don't want to hear it from other people as well. Oh, you poor thing, you're so tiny. You know, I don't want to hear it, because it's just, we've all got our insecurities, and you know, it's one of mine at the moment. But like I've said, it's probably a short video this week, but I just want you all to realise how important fitness is, and I hope that you can see how far I'm coming, even though it doesn't look like a lot, but I'm getting there. I'm starting to feel like myself slowly again. You know, in a few weeks' time when I post up my next video, I'll give you a recap on how I've been feeling mentally and physically and things like that. But this video today was about fitness, and you know, listen to your body. If sometimes you're doing something and it's like, oh, I can't push myself that little bit further, I'm going to stop because I've got a bit of pain, or, you know, stop, because you don't want to be set back 100 steps back, you know, when you could be one more forward. Just don't, you know, small progress is better than no progress, which I've had to tell myself every day, because I'm like, oh my god, like, you know, things that I can't do anymore that I used to be able to do is just heartbreaking. I just think, why? But, you know, but if you feel like you can push it that little bit more, push it that little bit more. Don't be afraid of a little pain. You know, no pain, no gain. Just make sure, you know, you take care and you're fully, you know, warmed up and you're relaxed, and you're not going to hurt yourself and set yourself back more. But please, guys, like, even if you have no health issues and you're one of those lucky ones, do not stop looking after your body and training and working hard and being fitness, you know, because none of us know. Like I've said, Crohn's, okay, I've learned the other day, you know, that it's on both sides of my family. I've got stomach issues all over the family, but you know, they were fortunate to catch theirs. It wasn't like mine where I just but Crohn's disease and colitis, you know, it can happen to any one of you. It doesn't have to be hereditary, it can just happen. Nobody knows why, nobody knows the cause of it. I'm going to do, you know, a bit more about that in a future video. You know, I'm going to talk to you about Crohn's and colitis and what it actually, you know, is, and so some of you that might have this can learn more about it. I'm going to definitely do that for you guys as well, just so that you know you can all, I might do that next week actually, now I'm thinking about it, just so that you guys get to understand it a bit more as well, especially because some people don't really know, and I get people asking me all the time what it is, and you know, even people with Crohn's are learning more and more things about it each day. So I think it's very, very, very important that we all get to understand it a lot more. I hope that you enjoyed my video today. I hope you can see some slight improvements with what I'm doing now and how I'm looking, considering I couldn't even walk before. It has been a long journey. I'm excited now to, you know, to slowly get back. I know I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. So I hope you liked this, and I hope you tune in again, and please subscribe. Thank you very much. Mwah. I love you all, and see you soon.